What's up, beautiful people? How you guys doing? We're back again with another video. So last week, the video that I posted, I touched a lot about financing and how I'm going about to get my project financed and then get it going. And there were so many things that I didn't get a chance to talk on. And then today I'm going to use this video to do a part 2 and talk about some of the ways and steps, right? So it's pretty much just going to be a continuation from last week. Most time we want to shoot with the biggest cameras, the biggest lenses, and the biggest gear affordable, the biggest gear out there that we think it will be the best way to get a project going. But sometimes we just have to use what you have, right? My project that I'm currently working on, I would have loved to shoot this project with an Arri Alexa or like an Alexa, or even shoot with an FX6, like any different camera apart from my Zcam, right? But here's a situation where I don't have the money to be able to say, okay, I'm going to go to a rental house and get an Arri Alexa or any of those cameras or get a Sony Burano or whatever. But what I do have is I have myself a Zcam E2 X6, which is an amazing camera. I shot my last Spec project with it. I've shot short films with it. I've shot documentaries with it. So I am using what I have. This was an investment that I made some years ago. So it's not everybody that will be like, okay, cool, they have a Zcam cinema camera out there. But I would always say that try to use what you have when you are working on a project. Because if you are waiting to say you want to get the money to get the biggest cameras out there, the biggest lenses, the most expensive stuff, sometimes your budget just can't afford it and you just need to cut your coat according to your size, right? There are so many things in my project that I am just using what I have. That's why sometimes a lot of people say maybe we have a gear acquisition syndrome, but I always believe that I see gear as future investment so that you don't have to go do certain things, right? I have invested in camera bodies, I've invested in lenses, so I've invested in monitors. So all these things are stuff that right now I don't have to worry about, unless maybe I have the finances to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to pay more money to get maybe an Alexa to shoot a short film with or to shoot a commercial with. So this project, I'm using everything. Most of the stuff that are coming from my vault in this project are coming from my own personal gear that I'm using. Some of the gear too I will get from friends, but that is also going to be another video on its own. But I'm just using all the equipment and all the gear that I have to be able to get this project going, right? So you don't always have to wait 10 years, whatever, to be able to shoot your project. Use whatever that you have. Sometimes even you don't need to go and pay actors. I have shot most of my projects with my friends, right? I shot a Spec commercial last year, a Calvin Klein Spec commercial that so many people loved. I loved this project. I loved everything about it. And then with this project, I used my best friend to shoot it. I literally, even it's so funny where it's like, initially I was going to use, a signed model from a modeling agency to shoot this project. And then it didn't pan through, so I had to message my best friend that, hey, I need you to come and do it. And you couldn't even tell that he's not an actor. This project that I'm working on is a mixture of professional actors and some of my friends and people that I've worked with. So I am mixing them both. I don't have the money to be like, I'm going to rent about 15 actors and then that's a lot. I don't have the money to be able to say I'm going to rent 5 professional actors and 15 backgrounds. I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm mixing them both, where I'm messaging some friends. I'm also finding a way to inculcate some actors in, and then also use some of my friends as background actors in this production. So I'm literally trying to use everything that I have to make this project possible. So I have the finances where I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I can invest more in people, pay more in the actors. Sometimes it can be very painful because you want to work with the professionals, right? You want to work with people that are in the industry, but if you don't have the money to pay them, or if you don't have the money to go rent the biggest of the gears, just use whatever that you have. And that is exactly what I am using. And then this also leads to another point of mine, which is from the using what you have is also making sure that you work on good relationships with people, right? In this industry, I'm just going to be real with you guys. Since I started really dipping my toes into the film industry, I don't think I've gotten a job because of maybe my area, how good I am in the job. I think most of the jobs that I'm getting is because of my personal relationships with people. Yes, you need to have the technical expertise, but the technical expertise is pretty much kind of like 30% of it. Most of it is about, the 70% of it is pretty much about your personal relationship with people. Do people enjoy working with you? How do you talk to people? How do you build relationship with people, right? Most of the people that I'm fortunate enough that I'm bringing on this project is because of the way that I approach them. It's because of the way that when I worked with them, how I build relationships with them, right? Working in the film industry is a collaborative sport. It's not something that you can do alone. Even if you got the most technically gifted person, if you don't talk to people, the way that you talk to people can break or make you, right? Every person that I'm bringing on this project, like I said initially, I wish I could pay them, but I can't. But because I've been able to build genuine relationships with these people, for me, I have this saying that I always say that every production that I find myself in is an interview for my next job, right? Any person that I meet on set, I try to build a genuine relationship. It doesn't mean that they have to be my best friend or anything, but at least I try to build a relationship with them that if I need them, they'll be able to come, and then I know they will be there for me. And then if they need me to, they know that they can count on me, right? There is this director that I think the director that did Mufasa, the Lion King movie, and then I was watching one interview of his, and then he made a comment that most just find your friends, find your group of people, build a relationship, and then just start helping each other grow in the industry. Sometimes we are so focused about trying to get the next big person in town to message them and be like, I would want to work with you. Like, I've seen so many people in Toronto that I would love to work with them, but right now they are not in my circle. They are not that. So it's like, I am building my own circle. I've been able to meet people on set that I enjoyed working with them. I know they definitely did enjoy working with me. And then I've been slowly building this circle that I am able to go on these people's projects, and then they're also able to come on my project. And then in doing so, I'm able to also use them. I know use them is not a really nice way to say. Maybe there's a proper word that when I'm editing, I'll put it in there. But I will be able to bring them into my production, and then we will work on it. And then when they need me to also come and work on their production, they know that they can count on Kwame, because Kwame will be able to help them and stuff, right? So these are the kind of things where it's like, okay, cool, build genuine relationships with people so that when you have your projects coming up, you can always, reach out to them. And then one other thing is sometimes we need to also cut our code and then make sure that we are reaching out to people on our levels, right? It's gonna be hard for me to right now maybe go reach out to someone that is maybe shooting 3 months TV series or Game of Thrones and stuff, that he come and volunteer on my project, because I myself am not there yet. So if I'm bringing them and I also want them to volunteer, it's not on their level, right? So find yourself in a circle, in the people that you guys are on the same level, and then just slowly help each other, right? Don't be that guy that you just want people to come and work on you, come and volunteer on your projects, but you don't want to go and volunteer on their projects. That I don't think. One thing that I always do is, when let's say I bring someone on my project and I ask them to volunteer, I make sure that if I get a project and then I'm getting paid, I include those people in it so that they know that I'm not just taking advantage of them. And then whenever I'm getting paid on a gig, I would include them in it, right? Don't be that guy that when you need volunteers, you have certain people that you want to reach out to, and then when you have a gig that you are getting paid, you go and actually pay certain people, right? Bring in the people that when they are volunteering, bring the same people to your paid gigs. That is how you build genuine relationships. So this project that I'm currently working on, everyone that I'm bringing on is because of the relationship that I've been able to build with them. And then they've decided to, be like, okay, Kwame, I'm going to volunteer and I'm going to give you my Saturday and come and then help you out on this project. Some people can't make it because they have gigs going on. Some people can't make it because they need to have their bills paid. And I respect all of that. So these are the kind of things that you have to do in order to get your production made. And then sometimes There's this thing called quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, right? Sometimes you can maybe talk to someone and be like, okay, cool, come work on this project. And then I also have something coming up, and then you come and work on it. This project that I'm currently working on, there's someone that initially I reached out to them to volunteer for me. Very good relationship. I love them to death. Literally, a few days after my production, they're also going to have a production going. They're like, hey, Kwame, guess what? I also have a production. I don't have money, so come and, be on this production for me. And then I've also gotten my chance to be on set, right? So that's how the production, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Sometimes you can have people there and then they'll be like, okay, cool, I'm going to be on your production, but I also have another one, my production, that I would also need you. Sometimes it can happen instantly where you guys can make a deal that, okay, I'm going to scratch your back and then scratch my back. Sometimes too, it could be a favor that they can call upon it some months or years ahead. And then it's all part of the industry. It's all part of the things that you have to do in order to get your projects made. These are all the kind of things that you have to do. These are all the kind of things that you have to inculcate in order to get your projects made. It would have been amazing to have the money, the finances, everything, and be like, okay, cool, I'm doing my production, I'm producing it, I'm paying the actors, I'm paying the crew, I'm paying everybody. But especially if the finances are not there, these are the kind of things that you have to do in order to get things done. And then these are the steps that I am currently using to get my project made in May. These are the kind of things that I am doing to get it made. And I appreciate everybody. And I hope that this video can also help someone. If they have a project that they have coming up, they can also go through some of these steps that I am going through right now in order to get my project made. My name is Kwame, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.